Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Marvel's Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. Season 6, Episode 11, From the Ashes, which I'm hoping means Coulson's going to ride from the Ashes, Davis is going to ride from the Ashes, our hopes for the future are going to rise from the Ashes. I'm really sorry that this episode is coming a little bit late to my reaction. I was at London from Comic-Con all day yesterday and I got back very late and I was too tired. And this morning I'm still very high from like post-con energy, but I'm ready for this episode, so yeah, let's go.
And you're afraid to let it out.
So we need him to choose to be as Coulson, or at least choose to take Coulson's memories, but then have his super new alien powers. So she's left Yo-Yo now. That's good. I mean, it might not be good for Mac, but...
Mac.
Oh my god, her hands are bloody.
Mac.
Oh dear, what did she make her do? Or what did she do with her body?
I did this to you.
You didn't.
I saw her coming for Daisy. I was trying to protect her.
You did.
You did.
We don't know anything about these temples.
I hope that's true. Oh, that's s.h.i.e.l.D. Oh, I didn't see that coming. I'm so stupid. I'm still sleepy. She was better at impersonating Mac than she has been impersonating others. Hey, Daisy.
Are you sure you should be up and about? With all due respect, Agent Johnson, if you make me go back to the infirmary, I'll mutiny. Understood.
Team Fitzsimmons is searching for a way to prevent that.
Team Fitzsimmons, because that includes
They will
Deep.
come up with something.
Them could be limited. Yeah, right. We wouldn't want to limit ourselves.
Honestly, maybe it's just tech.
Yeah, it could just be a gadget. I think that's dope.
Deep trying to feel included.
Yeah, she watched it a few dozen times. I've loaded the room with equipment. I'm running every... Daisy, she thinks he's remembering us.
He is. I can see why May is going to cling on to that idea and why it might be something that Daisy struggles with, because grief and everything is horrible and everyone does it differently, and I really hope he becomes at least Coulson-like.
But can you really say that there's no part of you that recognizes
Not
us?
Anymore.
If you have as
I
many,
don't think it's not
feel
truly
what you've
Coulson,
done.
but...
I'm hoping that you will...
Not the cure for your loneliness.
From their reactions, I guess he'd done something like that.
I was afraid to die and I was afraid of losing him, weren't you?
She said that there's another thing inside of him that could defeat her. We should be focusing on that.
My heart is very heavy.
Is exact. The person that is in there is not the man that you loved.
I've been waiting for that.
You want to force it
Oh,
out
my
of him?
heart.
Go ahead. But if it...
Everyone's grieving and desperate and doesn't, like, Daisy can't let herself hope, because if it doesn't come true, that's too painful, and May can't stop herself from hoping, and I am dying for them both. That guy is going to die at some point. He should be wearing red.
Well, I've narrowed it down to 3 possible
God.
suspects, but prove Keller right once again.
I'll make sure to tell him you said that.
Yes, good.
He'd be amused.
All right, perfect. Then you can just show me the coordinates on a map.
Oh, goodness.
Vincent.
Oh, God, what's she going to do now? Because they're all in his head. He still knows where they are. I told you that guy was dead. He had a very obvious red shirt on.
Be something you fear.
Oh,
The other thing inside of you
Daisy's just hurting so
is getting
much.
stronger.
I hate it.
Use it. Let the anger out.
I don't want to. I want it gone.
s.h.i.e.l.d. was pretty angry to
Are
start
you
with.
scared?
You are nothing to me. Do you understand? You are nothing.
Oh,
So if you think that
I don't even think I'm reacting very much because I'm just in so much pain for these characters. Daisy and May just deserve the world. And I really need there to be Coulson in there. And Daisy can't face the thought of everyone there's Coulson in there. Because if there isn't and she lets herself hope, that's too crushing. And she's not she's acting more put together than she feels, and it hurts.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So it could be reverse engineered.
Deep needs to stop trying so
manufacture
hard.
more weapons.
I want to listen to what he has to say.
what?
Oh.
Happened after you got your powers, after Lincoln, you walked away.
That has nothing to do with it.
She didn't walk away after she got her
Around here reminded
powers.
you of literally facing him, or
It is true that she's
someone that
not
looks
good
like
at dealing with pain.
you need us. We are here.
Oh, thank you, Simmons. Daisy's just suffered so much.
I suppose I can see how that's a smart plan.
Hmm?
I'd rather see what it finds in you.
Oh no. Oh no. Do you know how much trouble we went to close that thing? It's his dead husband. He's gonna die again. He's gonna die like Deke watched his mum die. You know it's not real. Oh no, the letter. Has she ever opened it? I don't think she has. Daisy, I'm right here with you. Giving you 1,000 hugs. Oh, Daisy, I love you. I feel a bit sick. What does it say? Oh, Daisy. I'm torn between wanting to know what the letter says and also wanting it to be something personal and beautiful between her and Coulson. Oh boy, this is a lot. It's a lot. Does she feel better prepared now? She's faced up a little bit to the loss and now she can face him. She can attack him because that will help bring the memories out.
I'm nothing.
My heart is aching.
I'm not your guy.
Oh my god. It would be really awkward if it couldn't come back from a snapped neck. Oh god, Daisy.
What did you just do?
I mean,
Would you try to talk me out of it?
Definitely.
Exactly why I did.
Daisy does need to work through her issues over Coulson. His arm moved. It's growing. It's hard because it's obviously it's kind of a vaguely similar situation that you know it's not.
Seeing something in the road.
You know it's not his husband, but
Then
emotions, seeing him again, you can't cope with it.
that was beyond helping.
Of course. He's telling him that he killed his husband when he could have come back. Because that's his biggest fear.
It's just
His absolute biggest fear is that he turned off the machines for his husband before. You know it's not true. I know it's so much easier to tell someone that than to feel it. It's not true. He was brain dead. I really hate this bitch. Because there's so much of this episode is about grief and how we try and process it and we can't process it and the fears it creates and the reactions it causes us to have, and it's really, really hard to watch.
Really a risk you want to take?
They're taking it now. Oh, he's having more memories. Oh yeah. Oh god, what's gonna happen now?
We're not going
He has
anywhere.
super strength sometimes, be
Show me
careful
what you
please. Oh goodness. Oh no. Ouch. I mean, he's in tune with his powers now? So the plan kind of worked.
Hey, what exactly is your plan?
Daisy.
Either. Coulson died a year ago.
She
I'm
just
done pretending
can't
like that didn't happen.
ever face the fear. Like, just if you let in the hope that it's Coulson and it isn't, that is so much more crushing than never letting in the hope that it was Coulson. She done it? Almost. Come on, I know they had a plan. Yeah, that did work.
a team.
We'll need hosts for when the gateway is open.
Oh god.
Let them come.
Yay! Daisy. I completely I get Daisy's plan and I think it's quite possibly even the correct plan, but I think it's coming from a slightly more emotional place than a rational place right now. Coulson is kind of in there. Oh. Literally, I'm not processing this episode because there's too much pain behind every single character's decisions and actions right now. Even Sarge's. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
This time I'll actually kill
I love Daisy with a sword, can't lie.
What are you waiting for?
So he wants to kill himself, so Sarge is in there. Oh my god! You call this guy?
Wait, what?
You can't.
Coulson
wait,
is
don't
in-
You understand?
Coulson is in here, Coulson is in here, Coulson is in here.
Memories.
Oh, Daisy.
Kill everyone here. End it.
This is so Coulson. This is what Coulson would want to do. Coulson would want her to kill him.
You've always been capable of more than you think. Now do it. Do it.
Coulson! He's in there.
Do it.
You're gonna sacrifice yourself.
Yeah.
That's what Coulson would have done.
I could kill you.
You won't.
You won't.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What is even happening? I know it's not properly Coulson, but it's kind of Coulson. Oh. I'm sorry, am I meant to focus on the rest of this episode right now? How? Oh my god. Focus.
A sign of S.h.i.e.L.D.
Not yet.
It's almost a two-part finale. They'll come. Oh.
If she possesses us,
I really want Deke
she
to be
won't
the one
able
that
to
comes
trust-
up with the solution. Because he's been trying to prove that he gets what they're on about and everything. But if he actually do it himself.
Oh, just please shut up for a second.
Yes, Deke.
Realize and occupy the same space as
Yes, Deke!
About it. Adams are
I love that Deke got the breakthrough.
disrupt the
Fitzsimmons
harmonic frequency,
family.
and like these.
I love the Fitzsimmons family working as a team. Deke, embrace this side of yourself. I believe in you.
So, well, I guess it's not all good news, but...
Hey,
Oh.
good that you finally got through to Sarge. We're gonna need him.
That I expected.
No.
You want to say I told you so?
Not really.
Yeah, maybe.
I love them so much.
You sure?
Not at all.
Hmm.
He's looking for somewhere to belong.
He could be
And
that
all
place.
Coulson wanted was for us to take care of each other. And I think if we do that for Sarge, that he'll do the same for us.
You can go back there and never bother us again?
It's already happening. Oh no. Flint! I mean, not really Flint.
Because you are the flaw.
Oh dear. But just don't pick Earth. Let some other planet fight you off. We have enough problems of our own. See, is that going to be a season 7 problem? But that episode was everything. It was a lot. We saw Piper obviously very much still dealing with Davis. The rest of the plot had to move on quite quickly from that. Yo-Yo and Mac and Benson. I'm so angry at myself that I didn't see the twist at the beginning that it was s.h.i.e.l.D. not Mac, because I was thinking it was weird that she was letting them have the time to chat, and I just didn't put 2 and 2 together. But and then she got Benson, and then she showed him his fear and used it against him. And obviously now the team do know where she is, which is good because that means we're gonna have this 2-part finale with an epic fight against s.h.i.e.l.D. and potentially her family of, I can't remember what she called herself, but her family, people like her coming through. That was a really good plotline. I think Yo-Yo and Mac had a little bit of time within all the craziness to kind of to bond a little bit, to kind of start putting their relationship back in a healing path, which, you know, is healthy and it's good. And then I really enjoyed, again, like I thought it was good this episode that you had Deke kind of just repeating everything he heard Fitzsimmons saying, trying to fit in, trying to seem like he was helping and brainstorming. But what Deke does best is his ideas come to him like a spark, and he doesn't need to prove himself along the way, because when he has an idea, it's brilliant. And like he helped, you know, he had that idea which then Fitz was like, oh, we can use it like this, and Simmons was, oh, we can do that, and the 3 of them working together. That's what I want to see. I want Deke to really embrace the side of himself that doesn't have to be stupid human all the time. And I really, really, really enjoyed that they came up with it together, that Deke was the one that had the initial spark of the idea, that the belt buckle, like he had his belt buckle, you know, he likes belt buckles clearly. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Then the main arc of this episode, at least for me, was Sarge and Daisy, and Daisy's reaction to losing Coulson, to losing her father figure. And Daisy's life has known a lot of loss, a lot of loneliness, and Coulson was a person that saw something in her that gave her the chance, that gave her this family she has now, and he became a father to her, more so than the father she actually found, because he was actually crazy, even though, you know, season 2 made me cry. But yeah, like, just, it's been very clear all season that Daisy has very much put this pain in a box, kind of like, you know, Simmons does, that she's, obviously, I imagine, you know, we saw her when she found out Coulson was dying, we saw her with Coulson, she would have cried a lot, and then she couldn't bring herself to read the letter, because reading the letter means he's gone, it means he's not coming back, but it's also dwelling in the pain. And I think it's a very Daisy reaction that she's had this whole time, that from on seeing Sarge, the thought of, from the minute May first saw Sarge, part of her brain was daring to hope that it could be Coulson. That May's reaction to all the loss in her life. And that's what I think is really brilliant, because in real life everybody approaches loss differently. Everyone reacts differently to grief and to loss. And you don't know how you're going to react until you're in the grief and in the loss. So for May, her way when she saw this person, when she couldn't stop herself from feeling that spark, that hope, that maybe that could somehow be Coulson. And the information that they got, that it kind of is Coulson, Coulson's maybe in there, to May, that was enough for her to want to focus all of her energy on getting Coulson out. And again, she had a reasonable argument that s.h.i.e.l.D. wanted him to get his s.h.i.e.l.D. like powers so she could justify her emotional response in being that if he gets his s.h.i.e.l.d. powers, he'll go evil and join s.h.i.e.l.D. Then Daisy had the opposite reaction the minute she saw s.h.i.e.l.D. If this isn't Coulson, it was almost like being punched in the face with her grief and being forced to confront it when she clearly was trying not to. And I love Daisy so much. I think this episode she was having a lot of very emotional responses, which I understand, and I don't necessarily even agree with all of her choices, but I can understand her logic with all of her choices. Like, it was like with May, she was acting from her emotions, but there was a perfectly logical reason for it. That, well, he hates s.h.i.e.l.D. We saw that moment where he was with s.h.i.e.l.D., where she wanted him to join her, and he chose to fight against her, and so if he gets his powers back and he keeps that Sarge rage, I can totally see the fact that from Daisy's point of view, with that emotional response, the logic of it being, you know, like he is now, if he gets those powers, he will still want to fight s.h.i.e.l.D. but will actually have a chance. And it broke my heart all episode with Daisy, and I appreciated Simmons trying to sort of help her and get through to her. Though I feel like Daisy probably would have gone on the mission to get Fitz back even if Coulson hadn't died, but it was probably part of the reason why. It's true, her response to losing Lincoln and to having just been controlled by Hive was to not want to hurt anyone else and not want to risk the pain of losing anybody else and of being responsible for that. That was a lot of her reasoning for leaving. And therefore, if she accepts, lets in the hope that this could be Coulson, and then she loses that hope, then it isn't Coulson, that there's not even a shred of Coulson in there, that he's evil, like she fears he is, that hurts so much more than if she never lets herself have the hope, which I understand completely. But I will say Daisy didn't particularly run away when she got her powers. I know Coulson took her to a place to be safe, and then that place was attacked by the other S.h.i.e.L.D. And she then ran away because it was that or be shot. And then while she was there, she got met her mother and everything, so of course she got sucked into that a little bit. But I thought that example wasn't quite as accurate as the Lincoln one, and I'm just gonna cry about that later. But it broke my heart. And then I really, really appreciate actually that we don't know what, I mean, I want to know what that letter says, and it was quite a nice long letter. But I also really, really, I like that it is just something special between Coulson and Daisy, and that we don't need to know that. We just know that it was beautiful, it was Coulson, and you know, yeah, of course, reading it would initially spark Daisy's pain of that's not Coulson, especially when all the time she'd interacted with Sarge, the way he acted, keeps accusing her of having daddy issues. You know, he's not been very kind, and Coulson was always kind. And I think you can definitely see that the initial response, well, that's definitely not Coulson. And so, of course, from her emotional response, she did go a little bit far. But I mean, he survived being shot in the head. I think it's fairly reasonable to assume he would survive having his neck snapped. And of course he did, and that whole sequence was Daisy just so much in pain. And I like at the end she kind of acknowledged that, and May kind of acknowledged it, like they had a really beautiful scene. But that moment in that corridor when she was ready to just stab him and see if it worked, and the minute he said do it, I was like, oh, Coulson would sacrifice himself, he doesn't want to hurt anyone, he's got these powers, he's scared of them, and just so much of that broke me. And he called her Sky because Coulson, that's when he first, began to love her like a daughter. She was Sky, and in season 3 he had a hard time calling her anything else. And some of the things he said about her being capable of more than she thought, oh my goodness. And even things like the fact that when Coulson said he was nothing, that when Sarge, I'm already calling him Coulson, and I need to, he's not going to be Coulson in the way we had Coulson. He's going to be a new character that they can love and welcome into their family, I'm really hoping. And he'll move away from some of his more unlikable Sarge qualities towards his more likeable Coulson qualities is what I'm hoping for the character. I know he's not going to be Coulson, but he's Coulson-like, and yeah. So Sarge saying those things about being nothing, about being sort of wanting to sacrifice himself rather than maybe hurt people, not wanting to deal with having these powers and what that means for who he is because it's changed who he is, so much of that reflects Daisy. And so much of that reflects who Daisy was and the things Daisy has gone through and the things that Coulson helped Daisy through. And I'm not coping well. And then, when she hugged him, it just broke me. This show destroys our emotions. It plays with them, it messes with them, it destroys them, and I hate it so much because I love it so much. So yeah, that final scene with May and with Daisy was really beautiful, and with Daisy saying that, he just wants to belong, and that's all Coulson ever wanted, was for them to have a place to belong. Daisy was someone who just wanted to belong, and Coulson brought her into this family, and now they can do the same for Sarge, and I'm just such a mess about this. And yeah, they're going to be there for Sarge if he lets them. They're going to welcome him into their little messed up family, and it's really, really emotional. And I really appreciate that Daisy and May started at polar points this episode. And although May got a little bit angry, Daisy was refusing to listen, neither of them were behaving particularly at their best to each other, they came around to this point of mutual belief and understanding. And I think that's something that was missing in the arguments of the last season. When the team was fracturing and arguing and having different opinions on how to handle things and ignoring each other, they stayed angry the whole time. Whereas in this one, we had that scene where they both kind of, you know, they put down the weapons, they said, oh, you know, I'm sorry, like, I get where you were coming from, and it was really beautiful. So yeah, I am an absolute mess with this show. I cannot wait for the 2-part finale. Thank you for watching.